Tonight on CTV, we will take a look at the mob that took place at CU Boulder and crime updates in Larimer County.
Then we'll jump right into the CSU's cross-country team qualifying for the Mountain West Championship and how students feel about mask mandates. All that and more on CTV starting now.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Robbie Patla.
And I'm Ren Wadsworth.
Our top story tonight, hundreds of University of Colorado students took to the streets of Boulder and engaged in what is being described as a Project X type party on Saturday, March 6th. As many as 800 people flooded the streets of a neighborhood called University Hill. By 8 at night, the university issued an alert and police arrived to the scene shortly after. The party eventually got out of hand and a law enforcement armored vehicle, fire truck, and several other vehicles were damaged. A couple SWAT team members also sustained injuries. The students finally dispersed by 9:30 at night, and CU Boulder responded to the incident, saying they condemn the conduct on University Hill and any found responsible for acts of violence will be removed from the school. CU Boulder police are still investigating this event and urge anyone who may have information to report it to 1-800-222-8477.
A man was arrested on March 6th for attempting to hit deputies with a stolen car and causing a high-speed chase. Joshua Joseph Rendon, age 29, was arrested with charges of attempted first and second-degree murder of a peace officer, aggravated motor theft, second-degree criminal trespass, resisting arrest, vehicular eluding, criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, criminal possession of an ID document, and driving without a seatbelt. Rendon is currently booked in Larimer County Jail.
A Loveland man has pleaded guilty for possession of pipe bombs. Bradley Bunn, aged 55, was arrested last May by the FBI where 4 explosive devices were found in his home. According to FBI Special Agent Michael Schneider, Bunn intended to use these explosives against law enforcement. Bunn is an official member of an anti-government militia and stated on social media that he intended to bring his homemade bombs at the Colorado Capitol to protest coronavirus restrictions. Bunn's sentencing will commence on June 3rd.
Researchers at Colorado State University continue to advance the study of the current COVID vaccine and begin to develop a vaccine that may help in future pandemics. Scientists at Colorado State are researching 4 different coronavirus vaccine candidates currently and are developing a plan to create what they are calling a pan-coronavirus vaccine that could potentially help in future pandemics. One of these is Slavex, which uses UV light to stimulate a person's immune system and help fight the virus. While I shudder at the thought of living through another pandemic, it's comforting to know that researchers at Colorado State University are preparing for the worst.
Sometimes when tragedy strikes, it is the most we can do to try to move on in a positive way. The family and friends of Danielle Hopton are doing just this. On February 7th, 18-year-old Hopton died from injuries of an assault of domestic violence. Hopton's friends and family are making efforts to continue her legacy. They started a GoFundMe to raise funds for Larimer Humane Society and Guide Dogs for the Blind, both organizations Hopton had volunteered for, as well as for Crossroads Safe House, an organization that provides resources for victims of domestic violence. The fundraiser received nearly $40,000 in donations, and those surviving Hopton are hoping the funds will be put to use in a way that she would have been proud of. Well, don't go anywhere, Rams.
Because Zaya Hiley will be back after the break to give you your weekly report.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Zaya Hiley, and I'm going to give you your weather rundown for the rest of the week. So we can start off by taking a look at our current conditions. We're at 33 degrees with some heavy cloud cover tonight. You can see we'll get occasional showers, so you know that rain might come in for a little bit and then go away and come back, so you can expect some of that. And we're having wind from 5 to 10 miles per hour. So not too crazy, but you'll definitely be able to feel the wind there. And now we can check out our CSU Traffic Report for us right here. We've got Colorado State University in the middle, of course, and you can see we've got this color-coded for you. So if you're seeing the green roads, those will be smooth sailing through there, and then yellow, you could experience some slowdowns, and red, you could get some stoppage. So you can see up here with College and Mulberry Street, there is a little bit of stoppages there, and then on Plum Street and Shields, there's some red areas. And then looking at the other side, we have a little bit of an issue on Taft Hill Road and Prospect Road, that there. But overall, we're seeing lots of green, so that's pretty good. And you can also see we've got these cones representing some construction. So we've got the intersection of Prospect and Shield is having construction, and it is causing slowdowns there. And then on the other side, there is another little spot here along Pitkin and College Avenue, but this one's not causing slowdowns. You should be able to breeze right through there, okay? And now we can move on to our overnight lows. You can see the rest of Colorado is having a pretty chilly night, just like we are. On the eastern slope, we've got temperatures in the 30s. We've got Lyman at 30. Burlington gets up to 39. And then a little warmer on the southern part of the state. We've got Alamosa at 29. That's chilly. But then we've got Pueblo at 41, Lamar 42. But the thing is, all of these areas on the southern part do have a red flag warning for very dry conditions. They're trying to look out for forest fires down there. And then if we move over to the western slope, we have temperatures in the 20s as well. We've got Telluride, our lowest, at 20 degrees, Gunnison at 22, Craig at 28, Grand Junction jumps up to 37. And then we can move on to tomorrow's highs. So tomorrow we're going to have a pretty similar day to today. You can see we get temperatures in the 50s up here. Burlington gets up to 63. Lamar gets to 70. They're going to be sweating down there in Lamar. And then along I-25, we're in the 50s and 60s. Pueblo gets to 61. Colorado Springs at 52 and Denver at 53. And then on the western side, completely different story. In the mountains, we're going to have cold temperatures. We've got Craig at 39 and a chance of snow in Craig. And then Gunnison gets up to 30, Telluride at 26, Alamosa warmer at 46, and Grand Junction, of course, showing off. They got 53 degrees over there. And then, however, if you're in Fort Collins like I am, you can check out tomorrow's forecast. We're going to have a high of 50 and a low of 27 with partly cloudy skies. So we still got a little sun left. We've got wind from 10 to 20 miles per hour, though, so that will definitely be able to, you'll be able to feel that there. And if you're counting down the days until spring like I am, we've got 11 days left. I can't wait for springtime. And then finally, we can check out our 5-day forecast. You can see Wednesday, that's going to be the last amount of snow, or the last amount of sun for you there. And then the rain is going to hit on Thursday and Friday. We've got highs in the 40s and lows in the 20s. And then in the weekend, you might have heard about it, we're getting lots of snow. So we've got on Saturday, high of 38 and a low of 24. And then on Sunday, it warms up, but we'll still be getting some snow. We've got a high of 41, a low of 25, and Sunday is your daylight savings time. So we'll be losing an hour. I will be mourning that hour on Sunday. But that is all the weather I have for you for this week. But don't go anywhere because Robbie and Ren have you covered with more news after the break.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back from the breaks, Ram.
A new study at Colorado State University found that the high demand for cannabis has created a large carbon footprint. As more states sign on for the legalization of cannabis, the demand for such products increase. This study was held by CSU graduate student Haley Summers, Professor Jason Quinn, and Evan Sproul. They analyzed the energy and materials needed to run indoor growing facilities. They found that greenhouse gas emissions produced from said facilities are attributed to electricity and natural gas consumption from lights, accelerated plant growth, and other environmental controls. The conclusion from this study shows that indoor cannabis cultivation results in emissions between 2,000 and over 5,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide per kilogram of cannabis. The team is currently searching for funding so that they can continue this research with the end goal of tackling environmental concerns.
Spring break is right around the corner. Many students are preparing to move out of the dorms earlier than expected.
Sarah Fowler is with us live in the studio with more on this story.
Thanks, guys. Well, we're hoping that the COVID-19 pandemic is soon coming to an end. CSU is still taking precautions for the rest of the semester. Spring break has been pushed back 4 weeks later than usual as a precaution, and with that, the dorms are moving out for spring break. I spoke with students that live in the dorms on campus this semester to get their perspectives and thoughts on packing up. It has been almost a year since students were sent home for spring break and never returned back to the dorms. This year, with COVID-19 protocols put into place, CSU has found new ways to make dorm life safer.
Definitely it's going to be harder just because we have to move everything out since we're not coming back, so the process is going to be a bit rough, but it'll be fine.
I'm sure that we'll have to sign up for a time, kind of like we did for move-in, where we have to choose a time where we have to be out by then and then check out with the front desk.
Student spring break is later than ever to achieve the most in-person learning possible. CSU wanted students to have a safe spring break without returning to the dorms or classrooms due to the high risk of traveling.
Where you have to do your online checkout instead. RAs don't go into the rooms until all the residents are gone, and then we check and make sure that everything is okay.
There are options for students to stay on campus if they wish, but will still have to be following the strict COVID regulations.
If they choose to stay on campus, that's something that they can register for. I know they're going to send out an email on the 15th or something where they can do that. Very similar to fall winter, where you just fill out that form and then pretty much you're able to stay for spring break and the extended rest of the school year.
All classes at Colorado State University will continue online for the rest of the semester after spring break.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm looking forward to spring break, but more than that, I'm looking forward to getting to sleep in until I have to go to my classes for the day.
I feel you there. Even though we will be at home, I'm looking forward to not doing classes with a mask on.
I hear that.
More on this topic. As surrounding states continue to lift mask orders, many may wonder, what will this mean for the future of restrictions here in Colorado? I took to campus to ask students their thoughts on the matter. Students at Colorado State University share their thoughts on the future of mask wearing.
I do think that masks are going to be kind of at least a somewhat ingrained part of our culture here for a little while, because this whole experience has kind of shown us oh God, everything we do is gross.
In my personal opinion, I think the state of Colorado has handled COVID outbreak. It's handled it about as good as anybody. So I obviously I don't think we're going to be at this point where we're going to be irresponsible and just, lift all mandates, especially at this point when we're right at the cusp of potentially ending this pandemic.
Compared to Texas's 2.7 million COVID cases, Colorado is currently sitting at just above 480,000, with Larimer County reaching over 20,000 cases. Data collected from the New York Times says that the average mask-wearing behavior in the Fort Collins area is around 65.6%, with Texas just underneath that at 64%. If Texas is lifting the mask mandate, what does this mean for Colorado? CSU students are hopeful and optimistic.
I'm thinking by June, July, things are going back to normal in Colorado. I think by end of May, Colorado's going to be good, looking good. June, July, almost normal.
Students believe that with vaccine rollout increasing, change may be just around the corner.
We're not wearing masks for ourselves, really. We're wearing masks for the ones around us. So I think once that older population gets vaccinated within the next few months, we don't got to be concerned about it anymore.
There is still hope, but we just have to work for it. We can't give up now, especially being so close to what I perceive as the end of this pandemic.
While Colorado is still requiring mask usage in all public areas, change may be coming soon, but only time will tell.
In a year full of change, something we can count on is ourselves, right? Well, that may not be the case, as a new study conducted at Colorado State University suggests that the pandemic may have drastically changed consumers' eating habits. Old habits may be hard to break, but the pandemic is teaching us new tricks like regular hand washing and even a new diet. Researchers from the Department of Agriculture and Resource Economics have spent months studying how society has shifted their eating habits both in and out of quarantine. The national study surveyed 5,000 U.S. households last fall in an effort to see what has changed and what is likely to remain after the pandemic. The survey branches across key demographics and income levels to reflect the economic toll that the pandemic has taken on individuals. The study indicated that the pandemic has also altered consumers' spending habits. The CSU team plans to publicize the data via a series of digestible fact sheets that will be available on the USDA-sponsored website. And that is lfscovid.localfoodeconomics.com. I have definitely noticed that my diet has changed since the quarantine has started. I haven't been eating out as much, but That doesn't mean I've been eating healthier.
I feel that. I, for one, have had a very odd eating schedule. Sometimes I eat all day, and then other times I just don't eat at all.
You know, not eating for days on end or all day definitely makes you a hooligan, Robbie.
You're right about that. Well, anyways, don't go anywhere, Rams, because Ellison Hubbard is up next to give you his top play of the week.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
How's it going, Ram fans? Welcome back from the break into yet another night of Hubbard's Huddle. As always, I'm your host, Ellison Hubbard, here to get you caught up with everything going on in the world of CSU athletics. For tonight's show, we are staying right here at Colorado State, running up miles upon miles with cross country before racking up points with soccer. So with all that being said, let's break the huddle, starting with some exciting news, exciting accolades for Rams cross country. For XC head coach Art Seamers's band of distant runners, Friday marked the end of the season for many at the Mountain West Cross Country Championships down in Las Vegas, with the men's side of things finishing at fourth as a team and the women doing one better, ending off the tournament in the top three of the final standings behind New Mexico, who took home their 13th straight Mountain West title, and the Boise State Broncos, who are both nationally ranked at number 3 and number 11 respectively. And for a squad that has been exceeding expectations all season, ending off Mountain West play at number 3 after being projected for a 4th place finish in Vegas was no surprise. And moving on to how the Rams accomplished this feat, Lily Tomsula Martin and Lauren Offerman were the ones who pushed the Rams to their spot in the race, earning all Mountain West second team honors in the process. When it was all said and done, Martin finished the 6,000-meter race in 9th place at 20 minutes and 23 seconds, and Offerman ended close by with the number 11th ranking of 20 minutes and 36 seconds. And whilst men's basketball is obtaining recognition for their number 3 seed in the Mountain West tournament, CSU women's cross country is getting some well-deserved recognition too. On Sunday at 1 in the afternoon during the NCAA selection show, the Rams got a front row view of the news that they had earned a spot in the women's qualifiers for the cross country national championships down in Stillwater. Let's take a look.
Colorado State.
Needless to say, this is a well-deserved excitement for the Lady Distant Runners of CSU. The big day for them lands on Monday, March 15th, where a total of 99 different universities battled it out to see who's the top XC program in the country. And now kicking our way into football, CSU soccer had a 1-1 weekend when they opened up their season with 2 home matches against Mountain West opponents, New Mexico and Utah State. The Rams opened up their 2021 slate on Friday in Canvas Stadium versus the visitors from New Mexico, where they started off the spring with a bang, thanks to an early goal from Gracie Armstrong to make it 1-0 CSU. After that, it was all Lobos, scoring 4 straight to take it 4-1. But even in the resounding defeat, Rams soccer still saw some positives when it came to the record books. Now, Armstrong moving into 5th on the all-time CSU list, had 14 points after accounting for the Rams' only score on the afternoon. Of course, this doesn't include her 8 assists as her time here in Fort Collins. But congratulations to Gracie Armstrong for all she has and will continue to accomplish throughout her time as a Ram. Moving on to Sunday's matchup, fortunately for the ladies, they were able to bounce back against Utah State Aggies on Sunday to take home a win, 2-1. CSU was down 1-0 heading into the halftime break, but thanks to some late determination, the Rams were able to push through the competition in the second half to take home a dub. Taylor Steinke put in a penalty shot to gain the first point out of the locker room, and Armstrong, coming in the clutch, scored the game-winning shot to put down Utah State. Looking ahead on the calendar, on March 12th, CSU plays at Colorado College down in the Springs. Now, with a 1-1 record, can the Rams get to a 2-1 come Friday? We'll see. And now, Rams, don't go away just yet. It's time for my top highlight player of the week. Auburn beat Mississippi State last Saturday in what was a 7-point game, and this forceful dunk by Auburn's forward, Alan Flanagan, was outstanding. Here we go. Auburn gets the rebound. Flanagan dribbling down the court, weaves his way in. Mamma mia! Move out the way. The coach was so hyped. Look at this dunk right here in this angle. Ooh, the jam. Alan Flanagan, do your thing, man. Do your thing. But that's all I have for you tonight, Rams. But don't go anywhere, because up next is entertainment with Alexandria Cullen. Stay tuned.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man. Women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60. 2 over 50. 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now. So 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
How's it going, Rams? I'm Alexandria Cullen, filling in for Ty Gold Branson, and I'm here to catch you up on all things entertainment. All CSU students are invited to participate in the CSU Sustainability Literacy Survey. In an email sent to all students, Renee Harmon writes, quote, "This survey is used to determine success and opportunity areas related to sustainability, activities, education, and events at CSU," end quote. This is an anonymous 15-minute form that will report its results, sustainability tracking, assessment, and rating system. This is a program, a part of the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. Students and staff can find a link in their school email. Researchers at Colorado State University are working to understand the health impacts of wildfire smoke. The smoke from local wildfires, have been known to increase hospitalizations for asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Old or long-range smoke can have higher chances of leading to hospitalization or death. As smoking ages, it can cause more oxidative stress and respiratory health effects. CSU researchers are now working with local government officials to create educational messages about the different types of wildfire smoke in order to keep people healthy and safe. Besides educational messages, one thing that has proven health benefits is music. A Fort Collins born and raised musician is using music to try and improve the quality of life.
My first and last name is Evan Thomas, and my artist name is TX2. I started out in Fort Collins. I grew up here, and I ended up playing and gigging around here. But that led me to University of Miami. They ended up giving me a full ride and wanted me to start a hip-hop program. My style of music, I'd say it's like a mix of punk rock and rap, but I don't even know if there's like a genre to it. My mom started me on the drums when I was like 5 years old, and my brother on the guitar when he was 7. We started playing in a band together, so I just wanted to be a solo artist, started as a rapper, and then mixed the rock, and now I'm here. I guess it's like if Kanye West and Blink-182 had a baby with a little bit of Billie Eilish sprinkled on top.
I've been working with Evan since literally the first week of high school. I met him in the TV program, and he was just full of ambition and wanted to make really stupid skits. But man, we made them, and they were horrible. It's been 6 years now in the making, and every time we're getting better and better.
We're shooting a music video for the song Make You Bleed, which is off my concept album coming up, Let the Dead Speak. So this album, front to back, is one big story.
COVID is here, it is happening, and while it sucks and I don't like it, you have to find some positive lining out of everything, or you're just going to tear yourself down into nothingness.
I miss performing so much. Being able to flip the mic around and having something that you wrote, someone say that back to you is like the craziest feeling, because it means that what I'm doing has a purpose.
So I don't know if the world needs art, but I think the world loves art. And I think a world where you go 9 to 5 for your job is fine, acceptable, but you got to do something that feeds your soul.
I'm trying to just do something new. I think it's doing well. I think people like it, and that's what I'm going to keep doing.
It was super cool to see how someone from Fort Collins is impacting more than just our town. I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget how to properly recycle. Are things compostable? Should it be thrown away? So many questions and so few answers, until now. CSU has released an online game to help people understand what to do with their waste products. The Zero Waste game gives you different items that you have to dispose of correctly in order to earn points. I'm competitive, so that's a good enough incentive for me to play the game. Plus, I don't have to wonder anymore whether I should throw away or recycle my milk cartons. While we're in the realm of food, I have a new restaurant that just opened up that I have to talk about. We all know ramen is a staple of the college diet, but Kujera Ramen is giving us more than just packaged noodles. Nelson Zhu, the owner of Kujera, decided to open the restaurant just after a month of realizing that there was a want for authentic Japanese dishes, especially ramen. Now located at 2909 Harmony Road, Kujera Ramen is bringing ramen, steamed buns, and other Japanese Asian cuisine to Fort Collins. Looking at all those pictures is making me hungry. I can feel my stomach rumbling, so that's all the time in the world of entertainment we have for tonight. Tune in tomorrow for the first Spanish show of the year. I'm Alexandria Cullen. Have a great night.